everyone, this is Genesis here. I'm going back to another video about Vcom AI, except this one's a little bit different than the other videos. This is talking about Vcom AI driving. That was a mod released 4 years ago, if you're unaware, in which it improved the AI driving somewhat. Definitely was not a kill-all for everything, like it didn't make them geniuses, but it was just to have some basic detection with obstacles. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll go ahead and show you. And while I'm setting this up, I'll explain that I really would like to include it into the Vcom, as Fredo was talking to me in the GitHub. It would not be the worst of ideas. I would like to do that as well, probably with it off by default unless I can make it really run well. The problem with it is, 4 years ago it just destroyed the frame rate. It wasn't as predictable. It created some other issues. I'll even showcase some of those issues now. Maybe we can fix some here. But I'll even just showcase some of them for you. So the whole point about this is to be much different than VCOM. Is actually, I'll show you a relatively very lightweight function in terms of what it has. There's one FSM. Back up a little bit here. Go back to VCOM. This is a GitHub version that's a separate branch here. This is it. That's all that's to it. It just goes here. Literally just checks for all vehicles. It's a lot simpler. See if it has a driver. And if the driver is local. If the driver is local, adds it to an array, and then executes this function here. Okay. Otherwise, it'll check every 2 seconds again. Just keep checking. Just keep checking. Just keep checking. Okay. So just every 2 seconds, it's checking. All right. And the function it's calling is this one right here. This has been cut down to 149. I think the old one was well over 200 or 300 lines of code. So we cut down with the added thing to, I'm attempting to have it avoid units. I have not tested that function, so we'll see. But here's the default AI right now. Okay, this is why it can be extremely frustrating. I think it's disabled. We'll find out. Yeah, it's disabled. This is what vanilla AI does. If you don't know, this is what they do with any obstacle on the road. They just charge into it. Okay. And now he's going to keep repeating this forever. If he's lucky it didn't destroy the vehicle. Usually it destroys the vehicle. He'll be sitting doing this all the time. Now, this isn't true with anything that's actually a physics object, right? If I put, a friend here, well, typically this isn't always true. Sometimes, he finally figured it out. Okay, and the AI will eventually figure things like that out, if it doesn't destroy the vehicle. And I want to give you an example. And he went around because I put that vehicle behind it, right?
Copy.
So that's the reason why I put another physics object behind it. But watch this guy. So, now look, they're driving more to the right side of the road. It's not there. He's driving right in the middle. And then, ram right into that thing. And oftentimes this will destroy the vehicle. Okay. So they have some weird, they attempt to avoid it, but then don't, and then do, and then I don't even know kind of thing. So, let me go ahead and enable it. I'm going to enable the Vcom driving. I'm going to enable debug mode, and I'm going to execute the FSM. Okay.
Ready.
Now this has not been really tested, so you're going to have to forgive me. It may not work, which will be embarrassing, but hey, whatever. So right now we're in debug mode. You're going to see some drop in frame rate because there's a lot of arrows spawning, a lot of objects spawning in right now. Okay. So you can see he goes right around. The arrows are showing us where their objects are being spawned in. Okay. So he's avoiding those. So there's a couple of issues here and there. I can see why are these being spawned in. Here? I don't know. Oh, it's the lines out here, the power lines. Look at that. Okay. So things like that. So you can see as he's moving, generates those arrows. See, this is where it's looking at. You got teal arrows where it's looking around, but it's always looking ahead. Looking ahead. Based off of speed, it goes further. Looking ahead. Looking ahead. And you can see these little objects. It actually spawns in objects. And there we go. It made it. So, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the debug mode because it does cause some frame rate drop. Definitely. There's some tricks I can do to actually improve the FPS, which we're going to try here. So what it does is as it's driving, it's generating these objects. You can see it causes a lag spike every time. That needs to be fixed. You can see it actually is avoiding objects like I really want, which is great. So what it does is it creates these little plates that go around it. Okay, every 2 seconds it's doing this, but there's always a little stutter because this function still is a little bit too big. Well, part of that can be we need to reduce the ranges checking. Alright. Reduce the units it's looking for. And let's create vehicle. We do kind of a lot of commands here. I don't know if we need set pause ATL. Do we need set pause ATL? That's a slow command, right? Let's just do set pause. Set pause ATL. So that's the whole idea. Now the trick is getting it to where it works well. And maybe set object texture global is also a slow command. I don't know. So that's kind of the issue. But here's something we can do. It's add more lines of code. But what it does is it comes in here, and I'm going to use, I used to use this can object, but now I use the plate and just make it invisible, which works really well. So I use this can opener object here, right? Okay. So what it does is every corner, like this, and in the middle, oh wait, these count as vehicles? Oh no. Oh no, that's a bug we just found right there. Look, that counts as a vehicle. Does this really count? No, that can't count. Oh my gosh, that counts as a vehicle. That needs to be fixed. What it does is on the corner, generates these, well, yeah, okay. That's gonna need to be fixed. It generates these little objects around the corner. Boop, 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 like this, every time. Okay. And what I can do maybe is do a check to see it can generate them, but if there's another one that is within maybe less than half a meter away, it just doesn't generate another one. There's no point. So maybe we can do that change as well. And so first let's figure out, golly, for each vehicle, it's counting a non-driver variable. Okay, so here's the problem, I think. So I have a check in here. It goes, if the driver is not null and the driver is local, and I think, let me just hint this and see what this is returning. So that's so strange. So the can openers are counting as vehicles, I guess, which makes sense, right? You spawn and create vehicle. Yeah. Okay. So that's 0, 0, 1, 2. So hint string vehicles select 2. I want to see, does it show up as it having a driver? Like how does... Like what? Oh, vehicles select 2. It returns itself. Aha. Okay. If it is no driver, okay. First we need to do this. And we need to do a check is kind of all vehicle. Let's see. Vehicle select 2. Let's see if is kind of is all vehicles. That's a false. Okay, so all vehicles is the type of class we have, right? So if I do Strider here and change this to cursor object, that should return true. No, it's false. Is it all vehicle? Oh, that's true. Okay. So that's a... if I didn't misspell it. Oops. Oh, come on. False. Okay. So then we'll do X if X is kind of all vehicles. And it's the driver is not null. And. Okay, so that should fix that issue. Oops. Okay. Let's go in here. And I think this might actually save. We're going to use more functions, but I think it actually might save us space here. So we have a helper array here that we set up here. Okay. So if the helper array distance 2D is greater than 1 meter, then we want to create another one. I think 1 meter is might be a little bit too much. We'll see how this goes. So if the helper array, so we take the helper array, has the array of all the other objects created in this run. Okay. If the closest object from the spot we're trying to create is greater than, let's put that X, distance of that object is greater than 1, then we can create it. I think that is fair. Yep, I think that's fair. Okay. So what we're going to do is back out. Going to save, we're going to re-export, and we're going to try it one more time. So we're going to enable debug mode. Then we're going to enable the driving. And then we're going to execute the FSM for it and see if we get any errors. No errors so far. Good. So I don't want to use my advanced use because that also contributing to the lag. So what we're going to do, so I'm going to go off screen here. I'm going to make sure this is as pure of a test as I can do. I would like to enable Zeus. Alright. There we have a basic Zeus up. Now I can create sandbag. Sandbag wall. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. And we'll go ahead and create our off-road.
Waiting.
And we can see it started generating points. It looks like that is not working at all. Okay, let's go back to here. We might have to do it up here. It's the helper array. Did I do that right? Yeah. So these are the helper array, which should be empty. And this position. Huh. So we'll go ahead and have them drive it. I don't think it's working like
On the way.
I thought it would be. You can see it's generating there. It's generating there. Not getting those drops anymore. It goes around still. can see. You can't even see him at all. You used to be able to see him before. I don't even see him.
On the way.
Let's see. Yeah, there's before. Well, maybe it is working. Oh, you can see that there's shadows here still, right? Let's make sure that the arrows aren't. Oh, that's why. I think it is working, but the arrows are being generated anyway. Well, let's just include this in here. So that's why. It is working, like we can see in the shadow, but the arrows were throwing it off there. And we don't have to run a check every time. Yeah, I see what that's done. Alright, that's just showing us the corners. So we know it's working, which is great. And you can tell that actually
Understood.
it's making a world of difference. Yeah, you can see only 2 here. It's a little bit more than a meter away. That helps a lot. Some issue we had is I've not tested this yet, so
Waiting. Ready for orders.
I've had
Ready
issues
for
with
orders.
vehicles just running over AI, like that. You can tell the script, I put that a little bit too close to his face.
Covering fire.
You can tell it's like, oh shit, go around. It's trying to tell him to go around. So you can see it's trying to have him path around, like that. Now let's go ahead and stop him. I think those are part of a squad. So usually the AI can get around them just fine, but the problem is when they're moving. That's when the vehicle's running them over, right? So we're gonna go ahead and have them move down there. What is that? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Huh? Poltergeist shit? What? How did you do that? I think that was an issue with JSRS. That was creeping me out.
Ready for orders.
Don't you do that. That was really creepy. I don't know what that was. Okay. Anyway.
On the way.
This guy driving here. He's scared of this debris. So you can kind of see that. You can see now he's a little bit more worried about the units. Now it's not perfected. Aha. Aha. Yeah. He's trying to dip and dodge and duck and weave. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Ah, he almost got it, but he nailed him right at the end there. He's like, oh crap. Oh no. And he just had to hit him one more time to make sure. No, but now he's free. He's not perfect by any means. And so let's do it one more time. And then I want to compare it to the vanilla, which I think I'll have to restart for. And I need to add that in. Let's actually add that in real quick where disabled. We need to make sure if it gets disabled it shuts off or goes into little stasis mode. So we're going to do it's not activated. I want it to come into here. Waiting, and I want it to wait. I'll have it check. Every 5 seconds should not be harmful at all. And if it's enabled, then it will go back into the base rotation. Alright. And enabled is that. Okay, then what we'll do is then have it always execute here. So that way I can enable it, disable it on the fly. Perfect. Alright. So one more time, and then we're gonna, we'll just do it right now. It is longer than I thought it was gonna be, but I kinda enjoy this. So we're gonna do, save it, hit play, load it up, and continue. Enable the Zeus. We're gonna leave it to false for right now, so it's not activated. We'll enable debug mode, and we'll just do that for now. Okay, so this is vanilla driving. This is Vcom AI, but with vanilla driving. Okay.
Standing by.
And they might actually do better. That'd be funny. Let's go to go down the road here, and then I'm gonna just keep it consistent with an off-road.
Ready for orders.
Lots of goofy looking off-road. We tell them to drive down. Where's this weird, like, off to the one side for the start? And vanilla AI, do try to avoid AI. So I want to make that clear. You can see he's slowing down. Should enable debug mode here while I wait. Yep. I feel like he just be avoiding him. Slowing down. Actually wasn't bad. See? Oh, well. They really just wanted to kill that one guy. I don't know. So they do good, and right to the end they're like, oh, I gotta kill someone.
Ready.
And we'll even make it more complicated. We'll even do a bigger group here.
Ready for orders.
I'll tell them, let's make it real hard. I'll do this for both. Get a staggered column. Alright, everyone kind of fall in line here. And go.
On the way.
Oops. And I want you to go. So the vanilla AI, I have seen some improvements. You can tell that he's trying to avoid him. He sees him. He's trying to go. And these AI, I think these AI are actually trying to avoid him. Look at that. Actually trying to avoid. Oh, we went back to wedge. No, we went to staggered. And you can kind of tell it's. Oh, you see. Vanilla's better. It may not even need it for infantry, which is great. If I don't need to use it for infantry, that is fantastic. You're doing pretty good. I'm impressed. Look at this. They keep going back to wedge, but you know. Oh, that one ran into him. That's his fault. Now they're in combat mode, so. Alright. You know, I'm kind of impressed by that. Not bad. But we've seen it all too much.
Ready for
Get
orders.
ran over. Especially in combat mode, I think that kind of goes out the window, actually. We should test that real quick. What happens if I
Standing by.
put him into this whole group into combat mode?
Roger that.
Does that change it at all?
Roger.
Very I don't know if I keep saying because there's no one nearby, but Vcom keeps resetting him back. Alright. I bully past them. Come on, buddy, you can do it. You can do it, buddy. Pass him. Come on. Don't hit the leader. Don't hit the leader. Why do you always insist on doing that? Okay, maybe. Oops. Maybe it will help with them running over
Ready.
the leader or something. I don't know. Let's see.
Waiting.
Okay, let's get these guys wandering on down. Get this guy wandering on
On
down.
the way.
No, guys, get on the road. Go. On the road. Oh shit! Did I fuck that up? Well, okay, this is not a good test. Alright. Oh, he was trying to gun for him, it looked like. It's like zigzagging on the road because he's worried about the AI. Look at that, see? You can tell it's spawning, you can kind of see it here. It's still spawning. It's even scaring these AI around. Oh look, he got around without murdering. That wasn't the best test because, hold on.
Ready for orders.
I want to do a little bit more of a, more time I guess
On
to
the
get
way.
down the road.
Ready.
You know, let's even make it more interesting. Yeah, this will definitely fuck him up. This is definitely gonna, yeah, look at that. Oh, look at that. Boy, is that gonna cause a lag spike. That is definitely gonna cause a lag spike. Okay, I need to get these guys get on the road. Yeah,
On the way.
that's my problem. Alright, this is not gonna end well.
On the way.
I can feel it in my bones. Let's see how he handles this. I hope he just crashes straight into the wall. Yeah, he sure did. But something failed here. Something failed bad. It might be because I spammed them on top of that like that.
Ready.
And it deleted them all because they're all too close, maybe? So we only put one here and one on the end, maybe? Let's find out. Yeah, it's deleting them. It's not creating them. We need to change up the arrows, at least for the debug. So like if we come back through here and do it like this, though. We'll leave past the obstacle. Yeah. So apparently if you spam them on top of each other, we get issues. Interesting. Okay. Let me go and put him over here.
Roger.
Let's reset this one. Here.
Solid copy.
Yeah, they'll spread out. Come on. There we
On the way. We'll go. On the way.
go. There.
We'll go.
See, this is an improvement. It's not a crazy, you know, fixes every problem. So if I spammed a whole bunch of these, and he might still hit it. Oh, ho, ho, ho. So he slowed down enough. I need to make it a little bit more sensitive. Maybe go out a little further. Is it making them? It's saying it is. He's still just running into him. So part of the problem is he needs to make it. Yeah, there we go. He needs to spawn in maybe a little bit sooner. Check every second instead of every 2 seconds is the key here. I just want to see if he gets around. Oh, he touched him. Just playing with fire. Oh, you see all these little dots, or is it? It's saying get away from him. Oh, I still got one. So I think secret here is adding a little bit more strain. We're gonna do one more test, and then I need to get off this here. I'm just having fun now. It's gonna add a little more strain to it, but I'm thinking we make it check roughly a little over every 1 second. I think that needs to happen. Let's do that. We'll see if that's too much. But then I also want to go into here and we're just going to change this up a little bit. So we're going to do this for each helper array. Private x pos equals get pos x. Oh, okay, let's change to object pos. For the helper array, here we go. That way we'll actually get accurate arrows, and then this should be fine. And what I do right now is I just do check for the nearest unit. Maybe I should do it for all of them. Maybe. Yeah, maybe I should. I'm not sure. I'm kind of looking through and wondering if I should. Maybe I shouldn't. Let's keep it there for, yeah, 2 seconds is fine. And then we're going to just the nearest unit. I think that's fine. Alright. And then, oh wait, let's back up one more time. And what we'll do is make it check more often, but also, under the FSM, did I close it? Why do I keep doing that? We can tell it how sensitive we want it to be. I thought I did that. Oh, the prediction pause, yeah. We want it to do, instead of 2.5, let's do 3. And see if that's a little bit more. Alright, it gives the vehicles more time to slow down and adjust. Okay. Last test here. Do this. We're going to activate it right away. And we're going to enable debug mode. So let's go and do our first test. So now this proper debug mode enabled, we can actually see what the problem is when I spam sandbag walls. Okay. Let's use the same vehicle here. Let's get rid of this. Oh, what happened? Okay. Cars. Off-road.
On the way.
Feel it's a lot more often now. Okay, it goes around just fine. Bam, beautiful. You can tell, so you can see the arrows where it creates it, right? But if I do this, then it fails. So let's see why that is. I mean, that's a lot of objects.
Understood.
Oops, do it right. Okay, it worked that time. Why? I don't know. I mean, you wouldn't think it'd fail. You can tell it's only generating a few that's needed. That definitely created some lag, 'cause that's a lot of objects right next to each other. Yeah, that should work for us. Try something like a rowboat. Neat. Well, it should automatically avoid the rowboat anyway, but yeah. We can avoid that. Anything that's physics tends to be avoided. How about an abandoned bulldozer? That's a little bit too soon to put that right in his face. Yeah. That was a little too soon. So they don't do well with just spawning objects right in their face.
Copy.
But you know what? I wouldn't expect them to. Oh, there's no way he's getting by that. But there's going to be limitations to this, but I'd like to see what those are. What is he doing? He's got to turn around. He's like, fuck this shit. Sometimes the AI see these arrows and they get scared of them, but there you go, buddy. There's no way to avoid it. Oh, he is. Wow. Pretty quickly, too. Huh. It's not physics, silly. Oh. Alright. Last test. It's a rifle squad.
Waiting. Copy.
Going down the road. Moving back.
On the way. We'll go.
Oh, he's doing that weird thing again. What caused that? That's so freaky. Oh, we hit one already. Looks like he almost went out of his way to hit him. Looks like he's trying to avoid. I think I see the problem, actually. Yeah, I think I know how to fix it. Yeah. So, what I'm going to do, I think, so I'm checking from the nearest man that is literally next to the vehicle. Okay. Um, I probably need to do a check closest to the prediction and closest to him. And I think we can do that. We'll figure that out. But for now, that helps a lot, even with just basic stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and upload this to the GitHub. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.